Welcome back to JIKOOK Lover. Before we begin, make sure to hit the like button, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you never miss the biggest BTS and JIKOOK updates shaking the world right now. Something unusual is happening in Busan. It's not a political event. It's not a natural phenomenon. And strangely, it seems to revolve around one name, Jimin. Why are thousands of people flying across continents to be in the same city? Why is Busan suddenly covered with projects, banners, and celebrations connected to him? And why are even people outside the fandom asking the same question? Is this simply the power of a global superstar, or is there a deeper secret behind the Jimin Fever taking over Busan? Stay with us, because what we're about to reveal may completely change the way you see this phenomenon. Something extraordinary is unfolding in Busan. At first glance, the city appears normal. The streets are busy. The harbor continues its daily rhythm. Tourists move through crowded attractions. Businesses remain open. Life goes on as it always has. Yet beneath the surface, another story is developing. A story that has captured the attention of fans, media outlets, cultural observers, and curious onlookers from every corner of the world. A story centered around one person, Jimin. The question sounds simple. Why is Busan experiencing what many people are calling Jimin Fever? But the deeper investigators look into the phenomenon, the more complicated the answer becomes. Because this doesn't look like an ordinary celebrity trend. It doesn't even look like a typical BTS event. There is something different happening here. Something larger. Something that keeps raising new questions every time people think they have found the answer. When international fans began arriving in Busan, many expected excitement. They expected crowded hotels. They expected BTS merchandise. They expected fan gatherings and social media celebrations. What they did not expect was the scale. Everywhere they looked, traces of Jimin seemed to appear. Fans shared photographs online showing special projects, decorations, and celebrations dedicated to the Busan-born superstar. Local businesses joined the excitement. Fan organizations launched increasingly ambitious campaigns. Social media feeds became flooded with images that made Busan appear almost transformed into a citywide tribute. The reaction was immediate. How had this become so massive? Why did this feel different from previous events? And perhaps the biggest mystery of all, why does Jimin's connection to Busan seem stronger than the connection most celebrities have with their hometowns? The answer may begin years before anyone imagined BTS would become a global phenomenon. Long before sold-out stadiums. Long before international awards. Long before millions of followers around the world. There was simply a young boy growing up in Busan. At the time, nobody could have predicted that the city would one day become inseparable from his story. Perhaps that is why many fans describe Busan as more than just Jimin's birthplace. To them, Busan represents the beginning of everything. The city where dreams first formed. The city where talent was discovered. The city where a future superstar first imagined possibilities that seemed impossible. And now, years later, the world appears to be returning to that starting point. But why now? Why has the attention intensified to such extraordinary levels? Some observers believe the answer lies in timing. Others believe it lies in emotion. Still others suggest that the phenomenon has become something entirely different from celebrity admiration. A movement, a cultural event, a collective experience shared by people who may come from different countries, speak different languages, and live completely different lives, yet somehow feel connected through one individual. This theory sounds dramatic, yet the evidence continues to grow. Every day new videos emerge, showing fans traveling incredible distances. Some save money for months. Others spend entire vacations planning visits connected to BTS events. Many describe the experience not as tourism, but as participation in a moment they believe will become part of history. History. That word appears again and again whenever people discuss Jimin in Busan. And that may be where the real mystery begins. Because what exactly are people witnessing? Are they simply seeing the influence of one of the world's most famous artists? Or are they watching something much rarer? A transformation in which a hometown and a global superstar become permanently linked in public imagination. The deeper the story develops, the more surprising details emerge. Local conversations increasingly revolve around the influx of visitors. Online communities track every new project. International media outlets continue reporting on the extraordinary interest surrounding BTS-related activities in Busan. Yet despite all the coverage, one question remains unanswered. What is the true source of this phenomenon? Is it nostalgia? Is it loyalty? Is it admiration? Or is it something that even experts struggle to explain? Because numbers alone cannot fully account for what is happening. Statistics can measure attendance. They can estimate tourism revenue. They can calculate social media engagement. But they cannot measure emotion. And emotion may be the most powerful force driving the entire story. Many fans describe a feeling that goes beyond excitement. They speak about connection, about memories, about inspiration, about witnessing someone who came from an ordinary place and achieved something extraordinary. Perhaps that is why Busan feels different during moments like these. The city is not merely hosting visitors. It is hosting a narrative, a living story that millions of people feel invested in. A story that began with a local boy and somehow expanded across the globe. Yet even as crowds gather and celebrations continue, another mystery quietly grows. What happens next? Can this level of enthusiasm continue to rise? Will future events become even larger? Could Busan eventually become known internationally, not only as a major Korean city, but as a symbol forever associated with Jimin's legacy? The debate only grows louder with each passing day. What makes the story even more fascinating is the fact that no one seems able to agree on a single explanation. Every fan has a theory. Every observer has an opinion. Every social media platform is flooded with discussions attempting to solve the mystery. Yet the more people talk about it, the more questions emerge. Some believe the phenomenon is rooted in timing. BTS has entered a new chapter, one filled with anticipation, reunion, and renewed excitement. Naturally, any city connected to the group would receive attention. But supporters of this theory quickly run into a problem. If this were only about BTS, why does Jimin's name continue to dominate so many conversations? Why are fan projects centered around him generating such intense reactions? Why do videos mentioning Jimin and Busan often spread across social media at lightning speed? The answers remain unclear. Then another theory appeared. According to some observers, the phenomenon may be connected to the unique image Jimin has built over the years. Unlike many global celebrities who become distant from their origins, Jimin's connection to Busan has always remained an important part of his public story. Fans often revisit old photographs, stories, and memories connected to his early years. They search for locations associated with his childhood. They share stories about places he once visited. What might seem ordinary to outsiders becomes deeply meaningful to those who have followed his journey for years. But even that explanation feels incomplete. After all, many celebrities have hometowns. Many artists maintain strong connections to where they grew up. Yet very few create a reaction of this magnitude. That realization has led some fans toward an even more intriguing possibility. What if the real story is not about Jimin alone? What if it is about what he represents? For countless supporters around the world, Jimin's journey symbolizes perseverance. His rise from a young dreamer in Busan to one of the most recognizable performers on the planet has become a source of inspiration for millions. Perhaps people are not only celebrating the artist, perhaps they are celebrating the story. And stories, unlike statistics, have the power to cross borders, cultures, and generations. This idea becomes even more compelling when examining the behavior of fans arriving in Busan. Many are not simply attending events. They are documenting experiences, filming every street, photographing every banner, sharing every discovery. It is almost as if they are collecting pieces of a larger puzzle, a puzzle that tells the story of where everything began. Yet another mystery continues to surface. Why does every new development seem to generate even greater interest? Normally, public attention fades with time. Trends come and go. Headlines disappear. Internet excitement moves on to the next topic. But in this case, the opposite appears to be happening. The fascination keeps growing. Each new fan project creates more discussion. Each new photograph sparks more speculation. Each new appearance generates another wave of global attention. And that raises an uncomfortable question. Have we underestimated the scale of Jimin's influence? Because if a single artist can inspire this level of emotional investment, tourism activity, online engagement, and international discussion, then perhaps the phenomenon is far larger than anyone originally believed. Perhaps what the world is witnessing is not merely fandom. Perhaps it is the creation of a cultural legacy in real time. A legacy that is still being written. A legacy whose final chapter nobody can predict. And maybe that uncertainty is exactly what keeps everyone watching. Because somewhere beneath the celebrations, beneath the headlines, and beneath the endless social media posts, one mystery remains unsolved.